It's time to shock the world. And as per usual, this is the resident dweller of the underworld, Dark Anubis, coming at you guys today. And we're having some fun. The beautiful Tiny Shock GBE is out temporarily from September 8th to September 10th, as it shows on the screen. And we're going to have some fun. I figured since we have Tiny Shock, our beautiful shock bombs, and a beautiful troop that shocks, we might as well shock the world. And we're going to take out imitation game, that's right, with 16 mechs. Or at least try to. We'll see how well it does, of course. We're bringing in Private Bullet for the first stage. And of course, this is nothing special. Of course, we could, if we wanted to, GB out that HQ. But instead, we decided, let's just go run on through it. And like I said, this is my first time trying out 16 mechs. I think the troop is okay, nothing crazy, but it was fun to give it a go. We've already done our 16 Scorchers, so it only makes sense to do this at least. So, and I figured it wasn't quite right with Private Bullet. Let's throw some Everspark in there, because after all, her attack is shocky, I suppose. So, why not bring her in? Of course, she has some spewing critters, but we won't really try to use any crazy abilities. We're going to try to just use nothing but shocks and see how well the shocks can go. Remember to have that shock timer up. How many times will I say it in the video? We'll never know. Stage 2, once again, another super easy stage. Could honestly GB out the core, probably upwards of like 3 or 4, but you know what? We decided, let's just shock everything. Why not? Shock those cannons. They would never kill the mechs, but why not? Tiny Shocks, relatively cheap to use, at least in the beginning. And they are a fun temporary gunboat ability. Probably one of my favorites. Definitely not my favorite, but I'd say maybe top 3-ish. Really good at incapacitating key defense, or key defenses in some instances. We've been using them in our operations for the task force, so maybe you guys will see a video or a clip or something like that of someone really utilizing and showing just how well these things are. Those Tiny Shocks do have a 30-second duration no matter what level you're at, and I believe you get them at gunboat 12, I believe, maybe 11. I don't know, you'll have to double check me and let me know. Also, of course, our shameless shout out, if you enjoy the video, make sure you like it, subscribe to the channel, it is free, and turn on those bell notifications so you always can see this casual player absolutely killing it in this game. And I appreciate y'all for all the continued support, of course. Stage 4, we have a shock launcher and, ooh, a scary doom cannon. But you want to know what? Neither of those make me fear anything, because we'll just simply Tiny Shock them and never have to worry about them again. Just showing how powerful it is. This doom cannon, just nothing to worry about. Literally just allow the mechs to just free roam, no problems at all. Don't ever have to worry about getting shot in the face by that doom cannon. That's 4 stages down, super easy. I don't think we've lost a mech yet. Let's see if we can continue the trend. What you saying, Hammerman? Ain't nothing. Because remember, Friday is my day, Lieutenant Hammerman. You may have me on Mondays, but oh no, Fridays are my days. All day, every day. Of course, TGIF. For any of my working folks, those Monday through Friday jobs, 9 to 5. Or maybe you're in school. You know, 8 to 4, or whatever kids do nowadays. I don't know. Ready for the weekend. There we go, just Tiny Shock in the shock launchers, never have to worry about them. Maybe we Tiny Shock some boom cannons, maybe we Big Shock, like I said, not super crazy. And it's just beautiful, the spread the mechs have, just running across in a gigantic wave of perma-stun. Look at that, 152 GBE to finish, didn't even need all that much. Stage 5 goes down, no problemo. Also, I plan on posting on the channel. Of course, we always have to talk about warships because as a casual player, I feel like I need to at least do a little bit of plug-in for them. I did make it to Diamond on the ult account for the first time ever. I'll have to post a community post about that, so be on the lookout for the channel. I think I'm going to park on the alt. We might try to push a little bit harder on the main account, considering that one's already been in Diamond before. More to fall on that. Hopefully we'll get a stream going. Here we go, stage 6. There is a shield generator. Is that going to be problematic? So far, not really. The mechs just tore through those first, what, 3-4 lines of defenses, no problem at all. And I guess we could try to go for that shield generator. Psych, my mech's gonna tear that shield up, never even have to worry about it. And boom, stage 6. Absolutely shocking the world. There we go, 6 stages down, 1 to go with 2 attacks left. There's no way we fail this, right? I don't know. This one does have 2 doom cannons and a shock blaster, none of which are super fun. But of course, with tiny shocks, we will never have to worry about those doom cannons again. We could tiny shock the shock launchers, but I decided a big shock was sufficient enough, considering they were already basically on the second row of defenses. There are some shots getting off, and a couple of my mechs got shot a few times in the face. There are those scary boom cannons that I have not been paying attention to. Hopefully they don't destroy my mechs, we'll find out. And thus far, just no problems running through the base. We're not worried so much about boom mines. They do hurt a little bit, sure. Some shock mines prevent some mechs, but with that just encompassing wave, you just can't stop it. You can't. They just roll through it. Do I recommend 16 mechs in like high level play or like high level operations? Probably not, but just having some fun, goofing around, showing that these troops do okay. And of course, we gotta shock those pesky production buildings. Stage 7 down. Did we lose a mech there? It does not look like it. No casualties. Imitation game, all 7 stages, not even 1 mech. Curses, I will have even stronger bases next week. I doubt it, Lieutenant Hammerman. And of course, we gotta try these out on actual player bases. We of course have to start off with the snaky snake that snaked us by not playing the game and deciding he wanted to actually build a resource base. So let's show him how it's done real quick and just stomp him with these 16 mechs. Oh, looks like I forgot to drop Everspark there. Whoopsie. And just tearing through. Like I said, the only thing we're concerned about, of course, is that strong single target damage. Cannons, boom cannons, maybe a career launcher here and there. But those rocket launchers got nothing on us. I could have flared the core here and probably brought this down a little bit quicker, especially considering some of the mechs on the outskirts are hurt, but the mechs were doing their job. Lots of stunning happening. We perma-stunned the dangerous single target buildings, but it does look like, unfortunately, we did lose 2 on this snaky snake, Antoine. But it don't matter, Antoine, because I take my bases back. You will never keep them from me. Antoine, I think, is one of 2 individuals on all of my accounts that keeps feeling the need to take my bases. I was checking for Mech Mania, which I think already ended, so. Alright, we're going to try an actual player base here. Now this person is, I think that was HQ 23, maybe 24. Oh, they're going for their 24 upgrade, so a little bit of an easier base. Of course, the defenses aren't maxed, but they do have some dangerous doom cannons, of course. And a lot of front-loaded boom cannons, so. But let's see, can our mechs just run through this base? No casualties? It's hard to tell. Looking good so far. Pretty healthy mechs, of course. And once they get that perma-stun, it looks like they have it on the doom cannon. I think we are good to go. At this point, it looks like the boom cannon, doom cannon are out of play. The rocket launchers just tickle, and there are no dangerous defenses left. And boom! That poor 23 had no idea he was getting shocked today. Not too bad thus far. Like I said, besides Antoine's resource base, haven't lost any casualties. We're going to check out a couple more bases, we'll see. This one is an iced base. Oh, I guess we decided not to go for that one. Probably because of the weird mine situation. Okay, so we're going to go for another somewhat easy base. Now, of course, this is an HQ 24, so this person is my HQ. Do they stand a chance against my 16 mechs? Probably not, but we'll give it a try anyway. Almost reminds me a little bit of my base layout, kind of just all over the place. I'm sure they're just trying to get a couple diamonds, maybe an intel or two from time to time. But they don't look like they're super focused on defense. Kind of how my defenses are, just major single target defenses, rocket launchers, stock launchers, all the shenanigans. And we're just tearing through the base. Like I said, I don't believe mechs are DPS troops by any means, but they are showing they got no problem. Of course, the tiny shock definitely helps taking out those key defenses, of course. Another beautiful player has bite the dust. Alright, let's see. Oh, green shards. Let's snatch those up real quick. Of course, you never want to use them. You just use them to transfer. I think I was hesitant on this base. Any base that has grapplers is automatically annoying. Just in general, I don't like to deal with grapplers. But you want to know what? We're going to take the chance and go for it. We, of course, have tiny shocks. So what are we going to do? Permanently shock those grapplers. We don't want to have nothing to do with them. We don't want them grabbing up our mechs, none of our stuff. And I don't trust the critters to stay alive long to get grabbed. And of course, we're going to tiny shock those shock blasters. Because shock blasters are just straight up annoying. So far, so good. I have to be careful with some of those boom cannons that start to come into play a little bit. Of course, going to shock them out. And once that grappler, which it looks like we got it permanently shocked now, it's just, this base stands no chance. I'm pretty sure this was an iced base. Maybe it wasn't. I couldn't tell. Might have not been an ice base. It was a HQ 25 base. It had 4 prototypes, 2 SBs, 2 grapplers, and just tearing through it, no problem. I will say, like I said, the tiny shock maybe might not be my favorite, but it is a strong gunboat ability. That 30-second timer is freaking huge. That little cannon trying to shoot my mechs down. And boom, down goes the 25. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I felt like having some fun. Decided to shock the world. And I think overall, the 16 mech strat did pretty well. But as per usual, I am the resident dweller of the underworld, the casual player's player, the David to Max Player's Goliath. And until next time, this is Dark Anubis, heading out. Peace!